Elizabeth Newman began her domestic security career in the Bush administration in 2003. Most recently, she served as Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism in the Homeland Security Department. During that time, she witnessed the rise of a domestic threat, the likes of which she had never seen. It started in 2017 with hate crimes against Jewish cemeteries. A turning point for Newman came in August 2017. An outpouring of extremists in Charlottesville, Virginia, with a boldness that caught her and many people off guard.
You had people blatantly out in public. They weren't covering their face. They're carrying tiki torches as if they're going to a fraternity party, and they're saying, "You will not replace us."
That phrase is part of what's known as replacement theory, a fear stoked by these groups that whites will be replaced by other races. But their end goal is perhaps the biggest threat.
The root of their ideology is this belief that the only way to truly preserve the white race is to overthrow the U.S. government and establish a white nation.
The latest case in point, extremists who plan to storm the Michigan Capitol building and kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. In a new threat assessment report, Homeland Security Acting Secretary Chad Wolf cites specific concern about white supremacists. In the last 2 years alone, they have organized the majority of attacks by violent extremists, killing 39 people. And these groups, like the Boogaloo Boys, Adam Waffen Division, and the Rise Above movement, are not amateurs.
These are people that are increasingly sophisticated and educate themselves on what law enforcement can and can't do, what the First Amendment allows for. And they walk right up to that line of incitement to violence, and they're careful not to cross it.
Another concern, the pandemic. It's increased the number of vulnerable people who are susceptible to being recruited.
The vulnerabilities tend to be for people who have had a number of stress factors in their life. And right now, we all have stress factors in our life. Increased social isolation. We're all dealing with increased social isolation because of the pandemic. Loss of a job, loss of a family member, financial stress.
Extremists work to convince those suffering that these legitimate grievances can threaten their very existence and that violence is necessary to defeat it. Newman says they are also intentional about using statements from the president to build support. This observation became clear during her time at DHS. One big moment came after the El Paso massacre, when investigators found the president's language about immigrant invasions in the shooter's manifesto. White supremacists have also benefited from his refusal at times to denounce them.
I understand the argument that he has condemned. Why are you making him condemn again? It's because of the way that these people think. They view the dancing around the issues and the unwillingness to condemn hate when it first shows up as, actually, like, I'm really with you guys. And that emboldens people.
Looking forward, Newman warns that white supremacists and other extremists may target events around the election. For those who want to promote peace, she encourages the simple act of listening to someone with a different viewpoint. That alone, she says, could help bring our country back to the practice of civil dialogue. Heather Sells, CBN News.